Hello and welcome to a surprising episode of We Only Look Thin. I am Katherine Weigel and I have lost 150 inspirational pounds, and with me today is...
Donald Weigel, and I am surprised. It's an episode. So surprised.
So surprising. I hit play on my podcast and now it's surprising that I'm listening to these two inspiring people. What are they going to talk about?
Something inspiring.
And surprising.
Oh, and I'm Donald Weigel, and I've lost a little over 100 pounds.
Surprisingly.
And no one...
At your age.
No one is more surprised than I am.
At your age. I am shocked that I've lost 150 pounds. I didn't think it was possible in my 40s to lose
I
100 pounds.
I remember setting a goal on my Fitbit, a weight loss goal that was like 70 pounds, and just thinking that was ridiculous.
It's never gonna happen. I'm a naysayer.
Seriously, just thinking I'll just set this because whatever, I'll never hit it anyway.
Because the Fitbit says you have to set a goal.
Yeah, because you have to hit a goal. I might as well say I'm gonna lose 70 pounds. That's crazy, but I might as well do it.
It's interesting. In this last weight loss adventure, I was 250 pounds, and I didn't actually think about losing a big amount of weight. I was like, if I can lose 5 pounds and just fit into my pants, that's a win. And I think that actually made all the difference this time, is because I didn't lose a final 100 pounds. I just looked at it 5 pounds at a time.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I am now at my lowest weight since probably 7th grade, 8th grade.
No, that mindset really helped me as well.
Isn't it surprising?
It is surprising. It is surprising that I didn't have to become a perfect person.
You are
overnight.
not a perfect person.
I'm still not, no.
He's not, people. Surprise! There are so many surprises in this episode today, and we're going to talk about them. But let's put on our international hats for a moment and talk about surprising holidays around the world, shall we?
Okay, sure.
I promise there's a point. Let's tuck into Australia, and let's surprisingly talk about Anzac Day. Happy Anzac Day, everybody! I don't know when it is, but it happens.
Don't know what that is, but it's a thing.
And also the Queen's birthday.
The Queen's
Surprise!
birthday.
It's a birthday. We're gonna jet over to Japan, where we're gonna talk about
Sports Day.
Sports Day. It's in October. Let's celebrate sports and take a holiday day.
It sounds great.
And then there's also Greenery Day. If you know what Greenery Day is, let us know. Surprise! It's Greenery Day!
I assume it has something to do with cookware that's green.
Perhaps. And then let's go to Taiwan, where we're going to talk about...
The Dragon Boat Festival.
That's exciting and surprising! I didn't know that there was a Dragon Boat Festival.
No, I did actually read a little bit about the Dragon Boat Festival. It sounds cool. It was based on some very terrible, somber event, though, but people enjoy it today. They enjoy Dragon Boat races.
I bet it's a good excuse to eat, don't you?
And eating.
And then I'm going to go over to Norway, and we're going to talk about Princess Ingrid Alexandra's Day. Happy birthday, Princess Alexandra. Let's eat. How about that?
Yeah.
And then, let's come over to Canada, and we'll talk about Canada Day. Happy Canada Day if it's July, where you're listening right now. Magically, it's amazing.
I wonder why we don't call Independence Day America Day.
I don't know. It sounds kind
weird,
of showy, doesn't it? It sounds
yeah.
showy.
Like name a day after yourself.
Yep. And then, but there's
like if I had Donald Day.
Donald Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I named it, and I'm calling it Donald Day.
I imagine a duck. What do you imagine?
I was imagining myself, but the duck is cooler.
Carrying a duck?
Yeah,
a specific duck? Is there a specific?
Me carrying an angry duck.
So there are holidays around the world, and if you are in those countries, you might be celebrating them. We are in the U.S. of America, and we have many holidays. Some are meaningful, some are just days to make excuses to eat food, and we tend to make excuses to eat food many days out of the year, don't we, Donald?
We sure do. There are 365 days a year, and
those are 365
surprises!
Surprise! There are 365 days, everybody! Are you surprised that there are 365 days in most years?
I am very surprised.
That is surprising. You know what they are? 525,600 minutes. That is a musical
Song
that we never
didn't
saw.
see, and I'm faking my way through because I heard this song once.
I think it has something to do with how many minutes there are in the year, and there are many chances within the year to make good choices.
How many chances to pay your rent?
Very many. Anyway, we're not going to sing anymore because we want to keep our listenership, but we're going to break down a typical year. For you, you're Joe America, you're Jane Australia, you're Jimmy Japan, and
Nate Norway.
Nate Norway. So we're going to break out the year so that you don't have to. You don't have to get out your abacus. You don't need to get your slide rule. You don't need to get your computers, your graphing calculators. We're doing the math for you. You just sit back.
You don't have to go to PaperSource and wait until January to buy your calendar so that it's 60% off.
You do not. That's what I do every year.
Yeah,
and half
I
the time
know.
they don't even have what I wanted.
I know.
And I'm like, if only I wasn't so cheap and I didn't want to save $2 on a calendar.
Yeah, but you saved that $2.
I did. And then I ended up getting the Corgi calendar, which I didn't really want. I wanted the foil embossed one. Let's tuck back into the year, shall we, people? So, Donald, there are 365 days a year. Can we agree on that as humans?
Except for leap years.
That's around the world. Yeah, this isn't a leap year, so we're just going to focus on today. So, there are 365 days to make choices in. And we already sang the song, so we're not going to do that again. But let's just say that, and there are many listeners out there, you're hustling all week, you're making the dream come true, you're tracking your calories.
Yeah, you're
doing
getting
the
it
things.
done Monday through Friday.
You're getting it done. And then,
surprise!
The weekend comes. How many days are the weekends? How many weekends are there in a year?
Typically, there are 2 days in a weekend.
Yes.
And 52 weekends in a year.
Which makes how many days?
100 and something.
104 days.
4.
So, let's say, for example, you do quote-unquote everything right Monday through Friday, or whatever your weekday is. Maybe you work a shift. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. But, okay, so let's say off the top.
We need to do a different podcast for every possible combination of work, and just insert, when each person, we'll have them download. If you work Tuesday through Sunday.
This sounds totally organic. Okay, let's go back to math. 365 days. Let's say that your weekends, you blow every weekend. Every weekend is a surprise. And you don't stick to your weekday goals on weekends. That's 104 days. What percentage of the year are you not paying it? Are you YOLOing?
That is 28% of your year.
28%. That is a math truth bomb, people.
That is almost 1/4 of the year.
That you are just YOLOing.
Just for the record, I do know that that's more than 1/4 of the year.
You don't have to qualify. Our people know our comedy.
I feel like somebody out there is going to be like, he doesn't know what 1/4 of the year is.
So let's just off the top. Let's take 28% of the year and just throw it away. Because you can't. Weekends are unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you have no idea.
You don't know if it's an away game.
They only come once a week. You can't plan for that.
You can't plan for that?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna blow through some quick math. I think we're gonna alternate. We're gonna throw some math at you. We already calculated it, so you don't have to. So let's take out the 52 weekends, okay? And then let's pretend, just because you're you and you know people, let's pretend that there are 10 birthday celebrations throughout the year that you're going to engage in. Your own birthday, a work colleague, friends,
family,
your neighbors. So let's take 10 off the top. Then what, Donald?
You can't plan for that.
You can't.
Maybe you get invited to 4 BBQs.
Let's just imagine that you go to barbecues, wherever you are. Let's say, conservatively, that you have 5 vacation days a year, that you are just like, these are my YOLO days.
Let's say there are 10 national holidays in which you need to celebrate.
Affirmation. And what's a bank holiday? Nobody knows, but it's a great reason to eat, huh?
It's a great reason to eat. And what if you had, let's say, 3 sick days?
Oh, you're not feeling well.
You might as well eat something.
Oh, food is so good. Let's just say, because we've all been there, people, this is a time for honesty. 20, let's say 20 I'll start tomorrow days. It's too late. 20 days of I'll start tomorrow.
I'll start tomorrow. It'll be fine. And how about 12? I'll start next month days.
Oh, next month. Next month things are going to simmer down. They're going to slow down. I'll just do that. And then everybody's favorite.
There are 52 Taco Tuesdays.
You gotta have tacos on Tuesday. It's a tradition. You'd make everybody cry if you didn't have tacos on Tuesday.
I want to lobby to have 1 week a year like Discovery Channel does with Shark Week. I want to have Taco Week.
Taco Week.
Taco Week once a year.
We're not factoring that in the math. Let's just say 52 Taco Tuesdays. Let's also say, in America...
Girl Scout cookie
Girl
season.
Scout cookie season. You can't say no. It's for a good cause, Donald. You don't want to make Girl Scouts cry. This is what it sounds like
ladies down.
when Girl Scouts cry. You can't not buy a Samoa.
No,
you can't. And then we all do it, people. There are
12 sample snack days at Costco a year.
Oh, you walk into Costco, it smells so good, and they're giving away things. You would be a foolish fool.
I mean, it's free food.
It's free.
You can't turn that down.
It's free. You can't afford not to turn down free Costco snacks, which then, like, our daughter actually just, like, goes and scams from station to station and then puts on, like, mustaches and hats so that she can go back and have a
wigs and funny glasses. I have not yet tried your taco samples. I went back to tacos.
Tacos are delicious. And then there's, like... Speaking of value, you want to get value out of things, don't you, Donald?
I always want to get value out of things.
You can't afford to not go to Bojangles for their Kids Eat Free Wednesdays.
Bojangles.
Your Bob Evans, your Cracker Barrels.
Yeah.
You can't afford not to go.
Kids Eat Free on Wednesday.
Kids Eat Free on Wednesday when parents buy the all-you-can-eat.
I mean, all I got to do is buy something for me and my kid gets to eat free? Heck yeah.
Oh, that's value.
Value.
Surprise! And then, my favorite day was always...
52 Bagel Fridays.
There are Bagel Fridays. I gotta get bagels. We've already talked about me eating the 3 secret bagels before bringing in bagels for Friday. But it's Bagel Friday. You know, you'll just start tomorrow. Oh, but it's a weekend, so you can't start tomorrow. So you'll start Monday.
The job I was just on, a woman brought in homemade tamales every Friday.
Oh, that's not right.
Seriously, every Friday.
It should be like Tamale Tuesday because it rhymes.
Tamale Tuesday?
Yeah.
But it was Tamale Friday.
Let's go into the past and tell her to bring them in on Tuesdays also. So bagels on Friday. You can't pass that up. And then we can all agree, and regardless of your country, that perhaps the end of the year, December, whatever holidays you celebrate, you can't lose weight or maintain any kind of composure between Thanksgiving and New Year.
No.
Like, that's just like a flyover month, right? Like, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do it. Maybe you
get my voice that high.
Whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever, just forget it. Let's just start in the new year.
You might as well just enjoy yourself and finish the new year. So that's like another 40 days.
Right. So, Donald, I'm not very good at math. So how do we just said a bunch of days? How many days of the year is that where we've got things that we just can't control?
Let me see. Carry the 1, use my protractor, divide. That's 354 days out of the year. Which leaves you...
how many? There are 365 days, and you are telling me that 354 are days that I can't control?
Right, which leaves you with 11, in which you are rock solid and on your plan.
Surprise!
Yeah, so that's 3% of the year in which...
3%, where even if you didn't even eat on those days, you can't make up for the 354 flyover days that you just made excuses for. So what are you going to do?
I don't know. There's nothing you can do.
You know what? It is actually pretty daunting because I am fairly certain that I spent a good 41 years using this I'll start tomorrow
all of
taco
those days as an excuse.
You know, I didn't even have a kid until my late 30s, and I used the Kids Eat Free Wednesdays before I even had kids. I brought in a paper mache child.
That paper mache child was really lifelike.
It was very lifelike.
In fairness, you spent a lot of time making that.
And then I got to eat their food also because you had to get the chicken fingers.
Yeah,
didn't
that's
you?
right.
So, but let's just get sober for a second, people. 354 days of the year that you make excuses. to not stay on a plan. That you just give up all 24 hours in that day because they are beyond your control. And we're here to give you some tough and surprising news. Surprise!
The surprise is that none of these things are a surprise.
That's very surprising. I didn't even know what you were going to say. I was like, what's he going to say?
I said
it's
something
not
surprising.
A surprise. Weekends come every weekend. Taco Tuesdays are every Tuesday. It is not surprising.
Yeah, and you don't have to be perfect every day of the year.
Surprise!
Goodness knows I am not perfect every day of the year.
Goodness knows he is not perfect.
I am not perfect any day.
Not even those remaining 11 days.
No.
So what is a person to do? I am a victim of circumstance.
Well, you need to do something.
That sounds extreme. So let's just say, out of the 365 days, we aim for perfection. And then when we fall short of perfection, we just give up and then wait for the next day, the next year, the next Monday to get to that perfect self. And as Donald has clearly shown, he is not perfect, and he has still been able to lose 100 American pounds.
Why are we focusing on me not being perfect?
If you threw more shade my way, then I would take that, and I'd be like, "Aw, darn, what?"
But I love you,
and
would never do that.
That's a loophole. Oh, but I love you. Why would I?
So much, I would never do that.
I would never do that. So here's the thing: if you on a typical Taco Tuesday, just YOLO the entire day. You only live once. I'm already having tacos for dinner, so I'll also have Cheesecake Factory for lunch, and I'll also get bagels, because I don't know if Jimmy is getting the right bagels on Friday. But he did, and then you eat those bagels anyway. You have all of these excuses that you make to just start the next day. And what we are proposing, just throwing it out on the table, what if you gave like a B- effort? Most days.
Yeah.
Most days. If you gave 75% even, that's just a solid C level, people. If you just gave a minimum effort every day and controlled most of your days, I contend that you might actually make progress.
What?
Not perfection. Surprise.
Yeah, and the point here is, I know we're joking around because we're jokesters, but that you don't have to be perfect every day, but give it a C effort and see what happens. Give it a B- effort and see what happens. And maybe you'll get motivated enough to put in that A effort on a lot of days. And eventually, things start happening and you get on a roll and you want to keep going.
Well, and what you do every day matters more than what you do every once in a while. I have stolen that quote from someone. I don't remember who I got it from. I didn't make it up. But it's totally true. It's those repetitive habits that we have that make up who we are. It's not what we do every once in a while. It's not, like I said, going to the Billy Blanks class where I was, Taibo boxing one day, really hardcore, and then I couldn't move my arms for another week, and then I never did it again. Going to that one Taibo class didn't change my life. What has changed my life is walking a little bit every day. That has changed my life. It has been being mindful and pre-planning some things that has changed my life. Have I indulged? Ask me.
Have you indulged?
I have indulged.
What?
Don't you know that? Don't you know that? But I said on another episode that we went away for 2 weeks. The first week I really overindulged and kind of gave in to my old impulses, and I was up on the scale like 5 or 6 pounds in a week from those choices. The second week we were away, I kind of moderated. I still indulged. Did I have ice cream one day before 11 a.m.? I did. That happened, but I also got in, what did we get, like 15,000 steps a day easy?
Yeah, at least that much.
Went for a long, leisurely stroll each morning, and it was lovely. And I did not gain any weight the second week. Was it optimal? No, it was not. But I kept to the things that actually make me feel good. And it's less about restriction and punishing myself as it is just living in a way that is sustainable. And it is not sustainable to indulge in every happy hour, every bagel day, every Taco Tuesday, every national, cupcake day and donut day. Talk like a pirate day. We didn't even talk about that.
Oh, we didn't talk about talking
Shiver me timbers, everybody. You gotta celebrate it with meat and planks and ooh, we should do planks. We should do planks.
Oh, we should do planks.
We should do planks.
Yeah.
So it's that idea that if you really look at it, like I feel like a lot of times we don't see the forest for the trees. We look at what's right in front of us and we tell ourselves, I'll start tomorrow. And, oh, well, you know what? we've got that soccer tournament this weekend. Oh, we have the banquet this weekend. Oh, we've got, my car's in the shop. This month, our power was out for 2 or 3 days and we had to eat out every meal. And that was a surprise.
That was a definite surprise.
That was a big surprise.
That was a real surprise.
And, all these things come up that plan on derailing us. There is no perfect time, perfect day to make healthy choices.
But, we found this Mediterranean restaurant that was close by that had calories on the menu, and we were able to eat within our plans and still eat out. And that's the kind of thing that we're talking about. You know that all of these holidays are going to come up. You know that people are going to invite you out to eat places. You know that Taco Tuesday comes every Tuesday. And we're not asking you to give it up forever, but work it into your life in a way that is sustainable. Maybe don't eat all the tacos on Taco Tuesday. Maybe you just have one.
And you know what? There's the taco, and then there's the unlimited chips and salsa basket that everybody eats, and then they get too full to even have the tacos, and then you eat them anyway. Like, it's about making a compromise and making choices and still indulging in having things that you like. I love bagels. Western bagels, fun fact, sesame seed bagels, 250 calories. I am a person who does not like cream cheese, which is very strange because most people like cream cheese on their bagels. But
I really like cream cheese on a bagel.
See, I don't. I like cream cheese, but anyway, but figuring out ways to make those things part of your life means that you could compromise on something else. Have a lighter breakfast, stick to protein, and only indulge in the one thing that you're really interested in instead of the chips and salsa, which you can get kind of any time, but they sabotage you. And you can be a victim of your location, your choice, your day, your work. And we haven't even covered Jim from accounting, his wife bringing in lemon bars on a random Tuesday. Who does that?
Yeah, and look, you don't have to worry about hurting Jim's feelings. And if you
Jim will be fine.
If you work at a place where somebody brings in bagels every Friday or donuts every Monday or whatever, plan for that. Either tell yourself you're gonna be that annoying person that cuts half a donut and eats half of it and walks away, or tell yourself that on those days you're gonna bring in something healthy, something that you want to eat. Bring in some carrot sticks, some cherry tomatoes, something that you're going to be happy with yourself for eating, and eat that instead.
Well, and I mean, Donald has talked a lot about the craft service bonanza at his job, and just the gauntlet of treats that are available to him that he was able to withstand. And he indulged in things a few times, and some things were surprises even to us that we gave into. But it's all about ratio. And if you, for 354 days a year, just throw in the towel and put on the feed bag, then one should not be surprised at the results that yields. And it is, weight fluctuates, habits fluctuate by season. There are certain things that, you can do in the summer that you can't do in the winter. Kids are in school, kids aren't in school, holidays, travel. It's all going to happen. And if you don't start being an advocate for yourself and your own needs and stop taking a back seat to the challenges that life throws you, it's just going to keep coming. There's not going to be this perfect vacuum that you live in. Hello, no one wants to live in a vacuum. But there's not going to be this like perfect, like, oh, everything is super chill. Work is awesome. There's no family things going on. I don't have a care in the world. I just put my head down on the pillow at night and fall asleep soundly. That doesn't happen often. And when it does, enjoy it. But the habits live beyond the emotion around what's going on in your life.
And it's about being prepared for these things. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise that life happens and that these things are going to come up, but arm yourself to be able to fight these things, and keep emergency food around. Keep some shelf-stable things in the glove compartment of your car that you know aren't going to, push you over the edge or trigger you. Keep an emergency, bar of some kind in your bag that you know is calorie friendly. Find restaurants that have calories on the menu and stick to things that are going to be within your plan. When somebody suggests going out and you can't refuse, have those restaurants at the ready to suggest, like, hey, I really like this place. Most of the time when you suggest a place, people will just say, okay, that sounds good.
Yeah, I know. We get into so many, like, well, where do you want to go? I don't know. Where do you want to go?
Nobody wants to make that move, but if you're ready and you have that restaurant ready where you can get something and, still be social and go out and get it done, but not feel bad about yourself later or feel bad about your choices, then you are going to be happy that you've made those preparations.
Well, and two, I think, value plays a big role in all of the free things that come your way. Like, I can't afford not to have the cheesecake from work. Like, oh, our vendor gave us 90 pounds of popcorn. It'd be rude not to accept the cheddar popcorn. Like, if you look at the value of free, it's not free. It is not in your best interest to indulge in every single opportunity for food. Isn't it that, like, if you leave a dog for the day and leave all the food out, it will just eat all the food? That's me. Call me Benji. Because I used to do that. I would just eat everything that was in front of me. And it wasn't about scarcity. It wasn't about, a bad childhood. I really like food, and I don't have the faculties yet to turn off that constant desire because I've got the desire.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay to pass on those free donuts at work and those free bagels, and that, if it's 2-for-1 Taco Tuesday day, I can't let that Taco Tuesday go.
I can't let it go either. I wish I could quit it. Man, we have one very small brain.
Joke at the
but
same
if you
time.
Okay, so there are 52 opportunities for Taco Tuesdays. What if you cut that to 12 just once a month? You know what? I'm only doing the last week of the month as Taco Tuesday. I'm only going to have bagels the first week of the month. There are ways that you can still plan indulgences, but you don't have to give in to every single one. You just don't have to, because where has it gotten you is the question. Where have your choices to date gotten you? And if we are victims of the life around us, we will continue to be victims. And the more we tell ourselves that we don't have choices, the fewer choices will present themselves. And it feels way better to be the hero in my life than a victim of my surroundings. And when we were away the first week, I gave into the pancake. The many, many fluffy pancakes. And they were delicious. And I paid a price for that. And even if I didn't pay for the breakfast, I paid the price on my hips.
I did the smart thing, and I didn't order any pancakes and then just stole bites off of other people's plates. I didn't... Stop it. I didn't say I didn't indulge in stuff. I didn't order the pancakes so that I felt better about myself, and then just ate off of our daughter's plate.
Yeah, the scavenger loophole.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I have been eating little bits and snacks off of our daughter's plate more recently. I don't want to be the kind of person that scavenges waste off of other people's plates. That's not who I see myself as a grown person doing, but I still do it. The difference is now, where in the past I would have gone on vacation and put on 5 pounds, I would have waited until the following season to get back on track. I would have waited until sizes 16 through 24 in my jeans had all gotten too tight on me, and then made a choice, which is how I got to 250 pounds. Now I self-correct immediately. It's not when Monday comes. It's what's the next day? Let's get on it. Okay, I just ate an indulgent lunch. Okay, next meal. What's next? And it's that turn time, that percentage of time that it takes me to recover that has improved. It's not next month. It's not, at New Year. It's today. It's tomorrow. It's right now. And that's really helped me. And yes, I'm up on the scale right now. I am not worried about it because it's math. I just need to go back to the math that works in my favor. And I'm out of the circumstance where I was, I'm not surrounded by pancake opportunities. But there are still stresses. There's still things going on.
Or pancatunities.
Pancatunities. Our daughter is not feeling well right now. Did she eat all of her delicious fettuccine Alfredo dinner last night?
She did not.
She did not. Could I have wolfed it down in secret behind the pantry door? Yes, I could have. But I didn't. And I have choices, and I'm a grown-up. And you, if you're listening to this, you are probably also a grown-up. There are holidays that come our way. There are surprises, negative and positive, that come our way. Surprise visits.
There are free lunches at work. There are, birthday cakes. There are things, but you've got to come up with a plan. You've got to have some way to deal with it so that you're not just throwing away your progress every time one of these excuses comes up.
And stress can really derail us. And I know I was a victim of that for many years. I still have stresses, and I've tried to disconnect the stress from food. Because in the end, it's kind of more like a frenemy. Like, if you have a friend that treats you bad and makes you gain weight, that's not great.
No.
And so figuring out how to have the power over the food instead of it having power over you, I think is really important. And we would love to see all of our listeners benefit from these amazing, surprising insights.
It is surprising.
And even if you pick one of those, high impact activities, your 52 weekends, that is huge. Even if you could cut that in half and make it where Saturday is the indulgent day and not Sunday, that's a 50% improvement in your weekends, and you're gaining back, what is it, 12%, 11% of your year back into positive habits.
And every little bit adds up. Every little thing you can do, every time that you plan for one of these holidays, one of these excuses, and you do the thing that you want to do instead of the thing that is going to make you angry with yourself later, that's a victory.
It is a victory. And you are victorious for listening to this amazing and inspiring and surprising podcast.
You sure are. So please let us know what are the surprises that you've been able to plan for. What are the ways that you deal with holidays? What are the ways that you have been able to overcome these surprises in your life, or what are the surprises that you'd like to overcome? Let us know. You can find us on Facebook.
You can find us on Instagram. It should be called Finstagram.
Finstagram.
But it's not. Don't go to Finstagram. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Yeah, you could tweet at us. You can find us at weonlylookthin.com.
You can email us on your email at weonlylookthin@gmail.com.
You sure can.
You sure can.
And please, it would really help us out if you went to iTunes and rated us and reviewed us. It would be a really great thing if it could be a 5-star review, but we appreciate honesty and feedback as well.
Let us know and share with those that you care about, because everyone's living a little secret struggle. Everybody Janie and Jimmy Lemon Bar, Wednesday Lemon Bar, they're struggling too. So share this with those that you love, and even those that you hate.
And we've talked a lot about surprises in this episode, but the thing that should not be a surprise to anyone.
A surprise. I know what you're going to say. Get ready, everybody.
That Catherine and I are an inspiration. Asian. The information that you hear on this podcast is for informational purposes only. The hosts are not medical professionals. You should always consult with your doctor, nurse, or other certified health professional before beginning any diet or fitness program.